Greetings again, adventurers, and welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy. In the last episode, we finally figured out where to use a mysterious rock known as the Floater, thanks to a certain elf in Elfheim. We needed to use it in this desert here, that is conveniently below Crescent Lake, and as a reward, we managed to raise this magnificent behemoth known as the airship. The first airship in the entirety of Final Fantasy. And spoiler warning, it's not going to get old anytime soon. Now with that said, up, up and away we go. Because we can fly! We can go anywhere, and the best part about this adventure is no fighting enemies in the air. That is a beautiful thing. Even if we could fight enemies, or rather, even if enemies could fight us, we're too far away. Take that, Earth Cave. Oh, no, not Earth Cave. Take that, Ice Cave. I have defeated your nefarious challenges and escaped with my life. And take that as well, Mount Golg, as I laugh at you from the air. Hopefully, the wind, well, ironically enough, we shouldn't really be able to fly since the Fiend of Wind actually has control over the wind element, but, well, an airship is special. So why not? There is the Temple of Fiends, and we just sailed over the bridge, and there's Cornelia. Listen to that happy music. But most importantly, we can sail north to the northernmost part of the world. There are a lot of places we can visit. A lot of territory that we can see for miles on end. Places that we cannot quite visit just yet, and we won't be visiting them even if we could. Oh, this is a thing of beauty. And there's another great desert, even greater than the one we found the airship in. Castle over there, some islands with holes in them, and some more locations. Oh man, there is a lot to explore. But believe it or not, our first order of business is actually these locations here, these myriad islands at the north of the world, known as the Cardia Islands. And we will need to visit them first. Trust me, adventurers, this is important. They appear to be caves in the ground. Are they nice caves? Or are they dungeons like every other? There are skulls here, that's a worrying sign. There is a cabin here. We don't seem to be attacked by any enemies, and there is actually something walking around over there. A creature with wings and scales. Only the courageous ones bring back the proof of their courage. What does he mean by that? And, yes, that is a dragon talking in English there. But they are the inhabitants of the Cardia Islands. But there's some gil and a soft potion. Thank you very much. We shall be exploring all of the caves of the Cardia Islands because it's actually very important that we speak to these majestic dragons. And luckily for us, they are actually seem to be very friendly, thus far. And look, more caves. and more dragons. If you're brave enough, try meeting the king of the dragons, Bahamut. Now that is a name that will live on in the legends of all of Final Fantasy. Unprofitable business is not a practice of the dragons of Cardia. Seems like the dragons engage in commerce like any other civilization. Long ago, dragons and humans lived and traded together. It's an interesting part of Final Fantasy history right there. Now, at this point of the adventure, you may be wondering, DM? There is a very iconic thing in Final Fantasy that we are missing at this point. Where are the summons? As to what summons are, as we wander down this 40-hour-long corridor. No, it's not 40 hours long. But it is a very long corridor. And there's an excellent point there, adventurers. Because in later Final Fantasy games, the heroes are able to harness special entities known as summons, or they're given different names according to each of the cultures in later Final Fantasy games, but for the most part they're known as summons. Now, believe it or not, well, according to legend, there are apparently summons in the world of Final Fantasy. However, they were sealed away thanks to the 4 fiends that we have to deal with. So, we cannot use summons to fight our battles. No, we have to fight on our own terms. And this looks like a very important chamber indeed, with lots of candles. And more dragons. This is Bahamut's room. Bahamut verifies the true courage of all. I'm not surprised that he would. And there he is, the legendary king of dragons, Bahamut himself. I am Bahamut, king of the dragons. Bring me proof of your courage to receive the honor due true warriors. Even though he recognizes us as the light warriors, he will not recognize us as the true warriors unless we bring him proof of our courage. And Bahamut is by far perhaps one of my favorite summons in all of Final Fantasy, but in the original Final Fantasy, he is not a summon, he is the king of all dragons. But we are going to have to prove our courage to King Bahamut eventually, which is very important. Receiving Bahamut's honor is something that we will really need in order to progress through this arduous quest. But there are more islands to search out and find. Like this one over here. Very small chamber. We have indeed met with them, and we will need that proof, and there doesn't appear to be anything on this particular island as such. But the Cardia Islands are not bereft of monsters. These are catmen, and they could actually, well, be dangerous for our mages in any event, but as for Theo and myself, I'm pretty sure we can deal with them in due course. Then again, they might just be the pets of the dragons, so we are probably doing them a slight disservice here. But against the likes of us, they're not too terrifying. After all, we did survive the ice cave. 585 experience, 2340 gil. Yes, I know it's gold, but I shall continue to call it gil. There's an island over here that we're going to have to land here, because we cannot land in swamp at all. And more dragons and more chambers. We are going to the Castle of Ordeal to the northeast. There we will test and bring back proof of our courage. So that is the task of all dragon warriors, and that is actually where we must go. And there is nothing in this well here. The proof of your courage might be anything at all, but all we know for certain is that it lies in the Castle of Ordeal, and that chest contained 10 gil. Chump change. Once in the north, there were beautiful palaces and big mechanical castles. Well, we heard about a northern civilization, and a house on the house, and 500 gil. Kind of you, but we do want to venture forth to the Castle of Ordeal, because it is only there that we can find the proof of our courage, dear adventurers. I believe there is only one or two islands remaining to deal with, and I'm actually going to park over here, because it's closer to this chamber, although we have worms. Kind of like dragons, but they could actually, oh wow, I've just realized that Uzia has less than 100 health. Worms are kind of like dragons, but no, I want Cure 2 on Uzia. No need to use any sort of spells on them. I'm pretty sure that we can deal with them in due course. If something happens to Adin or Uzia, that could be very unfortunate. And there we go. 2 worms slain. 609 experience, 1004 gil. And one final island. Now we could have gone up there, but we chose to go in this door. 2,750 gil. 2,000 gil. And 1,455 gil. There's one more room, and still for some reason we can actually walk over those skulls, which is kind of interesting. Let's see, what do you have to say, Master Dragon? You're not afraid of me? Then I am impressed. 1,520 gil. Some more gil. We are probably taking all the gil that this dragon has in its possession, which is probably not a good idea. Is there anything else around here? The answer to that is no. Is there one more island? No, but that is, yeah, I think we've explored all of the, Cardia Islands. And of course, this is the island where, Bahamut's, kingdom is. So, when we return, adventurers, we shall venture forth northwest, or northeast, I should say, to the, Castle of Ordeal, and prepare to embark upon the trial to become true warriors and bring back proof of our absolute courage. As always, adventurers, until next we meet.